this is my review of Happy Sugar Life. Okay, so I was asked to review this anime by some of my fans on my Discord. So yeah, they recommended that I do a full review series of it, and I'm definitely tempted based on what I saw with the first episode. So the first episode introduces us to Sato, who is I'll explain later, but she claims at the beginning of the episode that she never really learned how to love until she finally met the person she loves, and she's also trying to get a better paying job so that she can actually pay for their expenses, because the two are actually living together. At which point we meet the object of her affection, Shio, and this is when I started to suspect that things might not be what they seem. So it should be established that Shio is a little kid. That part is obvious because I probably pictured her. But it's clear that Shio's a little kid, and the two love each other. But I don't think either of them really understand what love means. So Shio's a small impressionable little kid, and I'm assuming she kind of doesn't really know what love means, obviously. But Sato also points out that she isn't entirely sure what love means, and has her own belief that the heart will know when she's in love with somebody, as she states later in the episode. But anyway, Sato goes to her new job where she works as a waiter, and one of her co-workers, a guy, asks her out, and she rejects him as she's already pledged her heart to somebody. And it's supposed to mirror a scene we saw earlier where another guy pledged her love to her, and she rejected them as well, pointing out that her heart already belonged to somebody else. And also, it should be noted that her new boss kind of envies her beauty a little bit, and case in point, and also spirits away the co-worker, and we never see him again until later in the episode, and it's later revealed what happened to him. At which point Sato is forced to take up his shift and work overtime to do his job, and she starts to go a little bit crazy because Shio isn't there to greet her when she gets home, and it's starting to drive her a little bit insane. Or rather, she was already insane, and then Shio not being awake when she gets home is making it worse. But eventually Sato does get her paycheck and is surprised to see that her pay has been cut. So she confronts the manager about it, and the manager kind of slips that she might be a little bit crazy too, pointing out that she believes that everybody should love her, and that she has to teach people to love her. At which point Sato goes into her idea of what's love, and even goes full on crazy mode, and accurately deduces that her coworker is in the closet, and also points out that she shouldn't need to teach him how to love her, because love should just come naturally. And also points out that the manager's a little bit creepy for targeting people that are below her age demographics, something that Sato herself is guilty of, but apparently doesn't realize it. I don't know, but points out, and then to add insult to injury, films her confession on camera on her phone without the manager noticing. Then points out that just how much she's hurt and how disgusted she is of the manager, and the manager realized, unable to deal with the fact that some girl who just waltzed in suddenly just completely destroyed her worldview and is threatening to tell everybody what happens. She breaks down, and then Sato opens the closet and reveals that yes, her coworker was indeed tied up in the closet without his clothes on. So, at which point she returns home after asking her manager to pay her what she's owed, and comes home to Shio, who is somehow still awake, despite being home late, just as late as usual. And Shio suddenly the switch flips in Sato's brain. She's suddenly happy again, or at least for the next 5 minutes. Then it's revealed that she actually kidnaps Shio and killed the previous occupants of her apartment. So that's how the episode ends. So overall, it's quite clear that Sato doesn't really have everything going on upstairs, and this episode perfectly exemplifies that. It goes from her being happy and innocent to going full on yandere mode in like 5 seconds, and then she kind of blackmails her superior into paying her what she's owed, pointing out that she shouldn't have kidnapped the coworker, and also points out that she doesn't know what love is, but also Sato has her own twisted view of what love is. So we know. So yeah, clearly she's crazy. So that's established in the first episode. Sato is crazy. That's all you need. That's all you need to know. She's crazy. But yeah, that's all this episode really was. It was to show the quote-unquote relationship between Shio and Sato, and also show how crazy Sato is, and that she doesn't realize she's keeping Shio hostage in the apartment. And to be fair, Shio doesn't really realize she's being held hostage in the apartment. But hey, I'm assuming that's going to be a plotline at some point, because it is indeed a thing. So yeah, overall, this anime, it's borderline, it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy and also kind of sweet. I don't think sweet's the right word to be using for this. It's creepy. It's just full on creepy, and I can understand why people recommended it to me, because Sato just kind of has this distorted worldview, and Shio is kind of enabling that because she's a kid. But yeah, I'll review more of this because I'm interested to see just what kind of messed up relationship this is. But yeah, this is clearly going to be one of those shows where it's like everything seems like it's okay, but then you actually look at it and it's like, no, it's not. It's really not. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this review here. So if you guys have seen this review of Happy Sugar Life and have seen this first episode, then what do you guys think? Let the discussion go in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon description below as well if you want to help support the show. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, so I definitely appreciate if you did that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!